This is Ayn Rand, a 20th century philosopher that developed objectivism, which described by her as philosophy for living on the earth. Her philosophy follows along the elements of Aristotelian tradition with the emphasis upon reason and epistemology, ethics and self-interest, and metaphysics. Now I will talk a little about her life. She was educated and born in Russia in 1905. While living in Russia, she grew to oppose collectivism and mysticism that was abound in Russian culture. She also witnessed the Kerensky and Bolshevik Revolution. In order to escape the fighting, her family brought her to Crimea, which is where she finished high school. After the communist victory, the communists confiscated her father's pharmacy and suffered periods of near starvation. In her last year of high school, she learned American history and immediately saw America as a model of what a nation of free men can be. Then she went to the University of Petrograd to study philosophy, history, and screenwriting. Then she immigrated to the United States after graduating in 1926 and then became proficient in English enough to become a writer in the U.S. Then through until the 1960s, she managed to write screenplays and wrote The Fountainhead as well as Atlas Shrugged. She also wrote fictional and non-fictional forms of writing while trying to integrate topics such as ethics, metaphysics, epistemology, economics, politics, and sex. Thereafter, she lectured about objectivism from 1962 until 1976. She published 6 books discussing the fundamentals and virtues of objectivism, such as the virtues of selfishness, and explains that altruism is not healthy to society. Every man is an end in himself, not the means to the ends of others. A man must exist for his own sake, not sacrificing himself for others or sacrifice others for himself. The pursuit of one's own rational self-interest and happiness is the highest moral purpose in life. Parasites, looters, brutes, and other unwanted members of society are allowed to exist in an altruistic society. A rational, productive man cannot truly prosper as some of his value is given to the needs of parasites. No society can be the value of a man's life if the price is to surrender the rights of his life. Other ideals in objectivism include that the ideal political economic system is a free market, a system that allows men to deal with one another in a voluntary exchange that would mutually benefit both parties. A free market is the only system where no man may obtain valuables by initiating physical force against others. The government should only act as a policeman to protect man's rights, to initiate force only in retaliation against those who initiate force. Also, reality exists as an objective absolute. Facts are facts, which are independent of man's emotions, hopes, and fears. Reason is the only man's means of perceiving reality, his only source of knowledge, and his only guide to action, and his basic means of survival. She died at the age of 76 in her New York apartment in 1982, and her books are continually being printed. The end.